Hey fam, listen, let's talk about cheating. Let's talk about married people who cheat or who have cheated. Because for some people, it's a repeated act. Some people, it's a one time thing. When someone cheats on you, it diminishes the relationship greatly. It tends to cause distrust because disloyalty leads to distrust. You can't trust somebody who's not loyal, who is not somebody who you could depend on. And so when you cheat on somebody, you are cheating yourself out of the benefit of somebody trusting you. When you cheat on someone, it's not just you hurting that person, you're hurting yourself because now you're labeled as a cheater, as somebody that cannot be trusted, as somebody that's filthy and dirty minded, and all those other labels that come with it. But there are situations and circumstances that come about to bring on cheating, right? And every story is different because every couple is different and every human being is different. So people cheat for different reasons. Whatever the reason may be, it is not a good thing to do, family, at no time. A lot of women are coming up with this idea to cheat on their husbands because their husband cheated on them. And so they want to pay him back. Make him see how it feels. And I'm a human being. And so I get it. I remember once upon a time when I was in my 20s thinking like that. I wonder if I cheat on him, how he would feel. But I couldn't disrespect myself like that. I would never disrespect myself like that. I'm not built like that. That is not my character nor my personality. So to revenge cheat is nothing that I would actually do. I'm not going to say I didn't think about it because when you're in that type of pain because somebody cheated on you, you do start to think evil. You begin to think evilly because now you want to pay them back. We always want to get back. When the Godfather says, vengeance is mine. It is his because the things that we do, they all come back to us, right? Whether they're good or bad, we know it comes right back like a boomerang. You throw it out, it's coming back. Throw out good, it's coming back. Throw out bad, it's coming back. It all comes back. So there's no need for any one of us to do the payback thing, right? But a lot of us will do it anyway. But then you get yourself into deeper trouble because as a woman, when your man cheat on you, it's a possibility he can get somebody else pregnant and pick up a disease or get so attached that he ends up leaving you for her. Or maybe it was a fling and he figured, I'm never going to tell her about it because it didn't mean nothing. But then you might end up meeting that woman. She could be crazy. She end up telling you, yeah, I slept with your man. Now the secret is out, but he didn't share it. She got it from a complete stranger. So much negativity can come out of cheating, right? But women, when our men do it to us, a lot of us these days, and the circle of your friends matter so much. Your circle of friends matter so much. If you have a decent circle of friends, they're going to tell you, girl, talk to him about it. See what happened. See what led to it. If it's his first and only time doing it that you know of, and he's a good guy overall, and you want to keep the marriage and y'all have children, you may want to forgive him. And I'm not going to say be lenient about it because it's not something that you should be lenient about. That's not something you should stand for. There should be boundaries in a marriage. But sometimes people mess up. Is it worth throwing your whole marriage and family life away? Or is it something that should be worked on? Right? Now, I wanted to talk about the women who encourage one another to cheat. You got to be the daughter of the devil to tell your friend to lay down and open up herself to a man that's a stranger outside of her marriage if she's already married. Yeah, girl, pay him back. You should do it too. You are the daughter of the devil. And sisters, y'all know y'all need not to be hanging out with women who think like that. You need level-headed, godly women to be friends with, to build bonds with, somebody to help you understand that your body is precious and you're not going to be risking sleeping with no man, possibly getting pregnant by him or disease, or he could be nuts and start stalking you and ruin your life. Y'all got to think about the whole picture and not just the moment, let alone it not being worth it because the sex would be terrible. It's so much to think about. And on top of everything else, right? The worst thing can happen is spirit exchange. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. The spirit exchange when you're having sex, demonic, demonic situations occur. People are filled with demons. And when you attach yourself to somebody sexually, that is the closest you can get with somebody. For a woman, we're internal. And so we're allowing someone into ourselves. That is so precious, and we don't get it. And you want to just give that up all over the place because you want to pay somebody back. Not to mention the men at the tip of the penis. I'm being descriptive here. They're grown. At the tip of the penis, there's an opening called the meatus. During sexual activity, the meatus pulls in the fluid of the woman. So there's an exchange of fluid. There's an exchange of evil and spirits when people have demons inside of them. And these are the things that people don't think about because the flesh speaks and overtakes us, and we end up doing whatever we want to do and live to regret it. And so what this video is really about is asking you all, would you forgive if it happened one time? Now, what I was looking at, paying close attention to, there are men who forgive women, but a lot of times men find it the hardest to forgive their women. They don't want no one touching their woman. But y'all need to understand, we don't want anybody touching our man either. The things that we share intimately, we do not want that to happen with another woman. Not with our baby, not with our boo. The things we do are private. It's personal. And to know that your man shared that with another woman, it kind of eats you up, and vice versa. And so we need to understand that before we make crazy moves like that, we need to think about what we're doing so we won't get into situations like that. Now, a lot of you out here drinking and partying. I don't think married couples should be drinking and partying. To be honest, that's not the thing to do because they call those things spirits for a reason. They call liquor spirits for a reason. You're not sober-minded. You're not yourself. Something else has entered the body and changes your personality and your character. You become a little different. Same thing with weed. You're not yourself. So you're opening gateways to invite demons into your life. Now, a party scene, that whole scene is a den of sin. I like to call it that. My friend laughed so hard when I said that to her years ago. I said, girl, you done brought me in a den of sin. And we had just came from church and we went to this engagement. And when I got there, I was like, what the heck am I doing here? I'm not even going to get into the details, but y'all know when you go to a place like that, the music is very suggestive. Even the beat of the music can remind you of sex. You got all these explicit lyrics and liquor, tight clothing, dancing all on top of each other. A setup for disaster. A setup for disaster, plain and simply. So you're married and y'all going out doing things like that, separate from one another. Now, some married couples, they say, I'll go out with my man, we go enjoy ourselves together. That's y'all's business. I still wouldn't go into those dens of sin because there's still eye candy all over the place. You're drinking. And like I said, the music is very suggestive. So a lot of things can occur in a situation like that. But a lot of y'all are married and going out without your spouse. Why are y'all doing that? You have to think about the things that you do, your lifestyle choices that can lead you into trouble. And hanging out separate from your spouse is one major one. Is a major one. I remember the story of a young lady, I don't know, her and her husband got into something. She got dressed up, put on a little tight short dress with no panties, went to the club, got drunk as a skunk, and this guy raped her on the dance floor, literally, because the dancing that they doing, it looks just like sex, and nobody was paying him any mind. He literally held onto her and raped her in the club while they were on the dance floor. So she said. Nevertheless, I'm just showing you how, as a married person, that is so out of line and indecent. She went out like that, and she had a husband at home, and look what happened. I don't know if she agreed to the sex. I don't know if it was mutual, but it was said that she was raped. Nevertheless, if she wasn't there, those things would not have occurred. And I do not condone rape, so don't come for me. Don't. I do not condone rape at all. I'm just saying that a lot of times we put ourselves in situations where bad things can occur, and that's men and women. Sometimes we put ourselves someplace we shouldn't have been. Satan is waiting. He's like this. I got him now. I got her now. He is waiting on you to do something stupid so that he can intervene and make it worse. So I'm just telling you, before you cheat, you have to make a plan, right? Before you cheat, you're thinking about it, because all sin starts in the mind. All sin starts in the mind. You think about it so much, thinking about it so much, you go on to make a plan. And then y'all hook up and it's over. And you can't take it back. Sometimes it continues on for a long time. Sometimes it's that one time. Either way, you have to plan your life out. You cannot just go willy-nilly through life. You need to say, is this good for me? Is this going to benefit me? Is this going to turn out good? Am I going to get myself in trouble? Is this going to ruin my whole life that I built with this woman and my family? Or man? Because women, you all out here doing all kind of shady things too. Very overly sexed these days. A lot of black women, overly sexualized. Everybody's twerking and bending over and shaking and naked and getting BBLs and overly made up. Y'all look like 1970s prostitutes. Being real. A lot of men can't stand it. Y'all don't care. I ain't doing it for him. I'm doing this for me. You're doing it for you, but you don't want the attention that comes with it. You're doing it because you want attention. You're attention seeking. And a lot of men are marrying women like this, and then y'all get angry because she wants to go out like that after you were married, but you met her that way. You have to make things make sense. But back to the topic at the beginning. I was asking you all, would you forgive your spouse if they cheated one time? Do you think it's possible to get over it? As opposed to somebody who's a serial cheater, because in that case, that person is not prepared to be married. They don't want to be dedicated to one person. They have a sexual demon, and so they're battling with that, so they would not make a good spouse. But if a person cheated on you one time, would you forgive them? That's the end of this video, y'all. Peace, love, and blessing.